Hello, my name is Lawrence Leong, and I'm Senior Director, IBM Alliance for SugarCRM. And today I'd like to talk to you about an exciting offering called Sugar Analytics that we've developed in conjunction with IBM Cognos. Sugar Analytics embeds advanced analytics directly into the SugarCRM application, which provides customer-facing individuals like sales and service people with the ability to create and maintain exceptional customer relationships. Let's take a closer look. So first of all, I'm going to talk to you a little bit about the value of analytics for CRM. There's lots of good data. Some of the points you see here are provided by the IBM Institute for Business Value and MIT that illustrate that extensive use of analytics helps drive up revenue, helps increase return on investment, helps drive up earnings growth, and significantly increases competitive advantage. So I don't think any of us would argue with the value of analytics. But it's not just analytics by itself. It's really this idea of embedding analytics into CRM and providing analytics in context of CRM data. If you think about a few CRM use cases, it might be a salesperson using a CRM system to see all of the information about a given customer or prospect as that salesperson gets ready to call on that customer or prospect. It might be a call center agent who's using a CRM system as the call center agent talks to a customer on the phone and helps resolve the customer's issue or answer a customer's question. So in both of those use cases, the salesperson and the customer service person is not going to want to have to go to other windows and other tools to get analytics and insight about their customer or prospect. They're going to want those analytics and insight delivered right in their CRM system, in the context of the particular situation they're in. So that might mean delivering analytics specific to the customer or prospect that the salesperson is going to talk to. It might mean delivering analytics specific to the customer service issue or category of issues that the customer service person is dealing with. But the key point here is delivering these analytics in context and embedded in the CRM system. So that's what we've done with Sugar Analytics. We've actually taken the power of Cognos and embedded that directly into the Sugar CRM system in the Sugar window for that sales or service person, providing analytics and insight in context to what the sales and service person is doing or looking at. So it's advanced analytics embedded directly within the Sugar user interface. It's market-leading technology. It's powered by IBM's Cognos Business Intelligence offering, taking advantage of all the advanced capability that Cognos has, but embedding that directly into Sugar, and complementing and extending the out-of-the-box reporting that's provided by Sugar and extending that with advanced analytics, things like drill down and trending that you can now do directly from within the Sugar system. So let's take a look at what that might mean. Here we've got a sales rep, and any good sales rep will have typically a set of questions as they go about their day. They might have questions around how likely is it that I'll hit my quota. They might have questions around, am I engaging in the right type and number of activities to be successful? And they typically will have questions around which of their opportunities, out of the many opportunities that they have, should they spend time on and should they really focus energy on. So let's keep those questions in mind, and we'll flip over here and look at Sugar CRM. Here's a Sugar CRM system. I'm going to log in as a senior account representative, Chris Oliver, and I'm going to see what Chris sees and how he typically goes about his day by using Sugar as well as Cognos. So if we look down here, this is a typical Sugar window that shows a set of contacts, that shows some history, that shows a set of tasks and so forth. But if we look at the top of the screen, what we've done is we've embedded some reports that are Cognos reports embedded directly in the Sugar window for Chris. On the left-hand side, we have a report that's embedded as what we call a Sugar dashlet that shows all of Chris's opportunities. And not only does it show his opportunities, but it compares his opportunities and the number of days that they've spent in a given sales stage with a company average. So we can see that Chris has a number of opportunities in the actively competing stage, but there's a fair number of them that are spending longer in that sales cycle than the average. In fact, if I click on that bar, I'll see that the company average deal age in the actively competing stage is 120 days, and Chris has this long list of opportunities that have spent well over 120 days in that sales stage. So that may give Chris some insight that, hey, he should follow up on some of these opportunities and see why they're taking so long. So that's an example of providing Chris with some insight compared to the best practice of his company. Another example here in the middle is Chris's activity report. So this is showing Chris's emails, meeting, and call activity, which is a very common metric for maybe an inside sales rep. It allows Chris to drill down based on quarters or months, different time periods, so Chris can see historically how he's been trending. And again, we use the same principle where we're giving Chris his data points, but we're comparing that to the company average. So the dotted lines that you see show the company average for, say, the number of email sent or received, the number of meetings engaged in, the number of calls. And again, Chris can get a sense based on that. It's not some arbitrary number that was picked out of the air. That is an actual historical average that could be his company average. It could even be narrowed down further to be his team's average, or an average of the deals that he's actually closed, or an average of all of the deals for a given industry or customer size that fit the kind of deals that Chris is working. So the point here is it's giving Chris some very good insight in terms of his activity, again, compared to best practice. And lastly, we said one of the things that Chris may be asking about as well is how is he doing from a revenue point of view, actual revenue compared to pipeline. So here we actually see a graph that shows a number of pieces of information. The blue line shows the number of the actual revenue amount that he closed last year. The green line shows what's forecast for this year, and the red line shows what's actually won up until now. And so that way Chris can kind of see how is he tracking compared to where he was last year, and how is he tracking compared to his forecast. And he can actually drill into any of those data points and see the specifics behind it. So here I looked at April, and I can see the exact revenue amount that was won for opportunities that closed in the month of April. So all of those are great examples of taking the power of Cognos, being able to do things like drill down and trending comparisons, and be able to look at that across across Sugar data and embed that directly in the Sugar window. So once again, to summarize, we saw how Cognos could provide powerful analytics and insight embedded directly within the Sugar user interface to give the Sugar user, in our example, Chris, the sales rep, some very advanced analytics and insight, but in context of his SugarCRM screens and his Sugar work processes. And with that, I'll conclude our recording here. Invite you to go to sugarcrm.com/IBM if you need more information. And with that, I'll conclude this recording. Thank you very much.